Everything that rocks the River City, 103 GBF, that is new from the band Highly Suspect, a song called Lydia. And I got a guy on the phone who once wrote a song with a woman's name in the title. I think it was Amanda. It's Tom Scholz of Boston. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I almost peed myself when I heard the chance. I had a chance to talk to you. It's such a thrill for me. You're such a part of the fabric of my life, especially, you know, my musical life, man. Just,
oh, good. Well, yeah. I hope it was a good part.
Oh, it's a great part, a great part. I can remember, I think I burned out like 3 vinyl copies of the debut album. Just.
Oh, well, then I got at least 15 cents from you.
I hope you struck a better deal after that album anyway.
Eventually.
Now, at one time, that album, the debut album from Boston, was the highest-selling debut album in history. Is that still the case? Do you know?
You know, I'm not positive. It got passed once or twice, and then it caught up and passed again. So it might be the number one debut album again. It has been off and on for the last 35 years. If it isn't, it's really close.
You know, the thing that's so amazing about the first 2 albums is that I think every track on both those albums got played on FM radio, and that's hard to say that about any band.
They did go very deep, and it gave us a great set of material for playing live. Our biggest problem when we go out is deciding which songs we're not going to play, because we got a lot of demand for a lot of songs that people are familiar with.
Well, that's something I wanted to ask you about. Boston is in concert next Wednesday night, the 15th, at the Ford Center with Starship opening up. How do you kind of mix up the material? Because you've put out, several albums, the last one being Life, Love, and Hope in 2013. How do you structure the set list? Is it
in simple terms, we play most of the first album, most of the second album, a good part of the third, and then we play a few songs from Walk On and Life, Love, and Hope. We have a really cool live version of the song Walk On, which takes about 20 minutes, but it goes over very well with some really wild stuff in the instrumental part. And we try to change it up a little bit here and there. We've added. We're doing Hitch a Ride this year, which we haven't done for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask for that one. So we do as much as we can, and we play almost 2 hours. So we sort of squeeze as much as we can, and there isn't a lot of talk. It's a lot of music.
That's awesome. Well, that's what people want to hear. We're talking to Tom Scholz, mastermind of Boston. I guess as much as anything, you're probably known for technology that you've developed as well, like the Rockman.
It kind of went hand in hand. It was sort of the technological part was sort of necessary in order to create the sounds for starting with the very first album, and so it sort of has gone. I couldn't have done one without the other, to be honest with you. I was very fortunate to have had an engineering background to look back on and draw from.
For people who don't know or people who don't play music, the Rockman is sort of like designed like the old Walkman. You wear it on your belt and you plug your guitar in, and you sound kind of like Tom Scholz, right?
It was a little itty-bitty amp that had a big sound in your headphones was the idea, so that you could the original concept was I wanted a practice amp, and there wasn't anything they were all horrible. So I designed it so I could have a practice amp with headphones that I wouldn't annoy everybody else, and that I could get really great sounds without the 100-watt Marshall blaring through the neighborhood. So that was the original idea, but it worked out so well that people right away started using it in live and in the studio, and we ended up making a more complicated, larger version of it that was adjustable, and we have used those on stage since the mid-'80s. In fact, it sort of revolutionized our ability to recreate the album the studio recordings live on stage. We're one of the few bands out there that actually plays everything you hear, sings and plays everything. There's no background stuff, no tapes, no files, no auto tunes or anything going on.
I do have a question about a particular song that's a big favorite of mine. Is "Peace of Mind" off the debut album.
And mine.
Yeah, it's a great song. And towards the end, there's a lot of guitar layers. There's harmonies, the little lead riff there, and it kind of builds, into 2 or 3 different harmony guitar parts, plus a rhythm guitar. Do you remember how many overdubs you did for that song? Because it's just layered.
I absolutely do. There's that song has it has 2 rhythm electric guitars, one on the left and one on the right throughout the whole song. It has an acoustic that runs on the left and the right, 2 separate guitars through the whole song. 2 main lead parts on the left and right, a center harmony, and then for the final stanza or whatever, as it nears the end of that big instrumental for the right out, there's also a lower octave added, so there's 5 lead electrics and 2 rhythm electrics, 2 acoustics, bass, and then drums.
Yeah, your albums are such.
I didn't play the drums on it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay, right. Your albums are such a joy to listen to on headphones, and I had to ask that question. I'm sure that's part
it was a big getting. Doing that in the studio was, it was part of getting that whole spacious sound that I was looking for. And in order to recreate that live, I actually had to come up with some gear that didn't yet exist, and slowly over the years, I've managed to get that perfected better. So we actually, we have 3 guitarists on stage. We have, but we have the ability to create a stereo image of each guitar at the same time wherever we need it. So we actually managed to get all of those layered guitars, and you'll see Gary Peel switching off between acoustic 6, acoustic 12-string, electric, and this and that, and Beth Cohen between keys and electric guitar, and of course I'm going back and forth, and Tommy DiCarlo also is an excellent keyboard player, and all of us we're really busy while those songs are going on. We don't have a lot of spare time up there.
I remember Gary from Sammy Hagar's band.
Oh, yeah.
So, you got some good players.
Well, they were, he was out with us back in the late 70s, and that's how I met Gary. And then we started working together in the mid-80s.
Tom Scholz, it has been a pleasure to talk to you. Boston in concert this coming Wednesday night, the 15th, at the Ford Center, along with Starship. Tickets are still available at the Ford Center box office and all Ticketmaster outlets. Man, can't wait to see you play, and thank you so much for your time. It's been greatly enjoying for me to talk to you today.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Mike, and we're really looking forward to playing in Evansville. I think we're going to bring everybody a great show.
I think so, too. Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you, Mike.